Hello everyone and welcome to Barca News. It's August 3rd, 2022 and Barcelona will be meeting with the agents of Memphis Depay and Martin Braithwaite in the upcoming days in order to negotiate the letters of freedom. Also, it's been reported that Chelsea have contacted Frenkie Young for a possible move to London, and Real Madrid's president Florentino Perez has been called to testify against Barcelona's former president Sandro Rosé in the case involving Neymar's transfer from Santos to Barcelona. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, my name is Mo and I created this channel so it could be a one-stop shop for all Barcelona fans where they can come here and get the latest news regarding FC Barcelona. Whether it be transfer rumors, injury updates, post-match analysis, or anything else, you will find it here. So I invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Now I'll begin with the news that Barcelona's attention is now directed at offloading several players during this summer transfer window. Now Barcelona will only be allowed to register 25 players per La Liga's rules, and they right now have 29 players in the squad. Now Barcelona are also looking to sign 2 more players, which will bring the number up to 31. So Barcelona will have to offload several players in order to lighten the squad. Now speaking of offloading players, Barcelona will be meeting with the agents of both Memphis Depay and Martin Braithwaite during the upcoming days in the Barcelona installations. Now in regards to Memphis Depay, the Dutch forward has asked the club to give him the letter of freedom, allowing him to leave for free, given that he arrived in Barcelona on a free transfer and he knows that if he leaves as a free agent, he will receive a more lucrative offer. Now Barcelona are not willing to let Depay go on a free transfer, and they're hoping to make around 20 million euros for the transfer of the Dutch forward. Now Barcelona will be sitting down with Depay's agent in the upcoming days in order to negotiate and arrive at a resolution. Now Barcelona have informed Depay that they want him to leave this summer because with the arrival of the several new signings and with the recovery of Ansu Fati, it's most likely that Depay will not have any playing minutes next season. Now Depay has informed Barcelona that he will only leave the club if he receives an offer from a top club because he believes he's capable of competing in the Champions League. Now it's reported that the Italian club Juventus are very interested in signing Depay because they look at him as a possible replacement for Dybala, who recently left the club and signed for AS Roma. Now it's also being reported that the German club Dortmund are looking to sign Memphis Depay as a possible replacement for their forward Sebastian Haller, who will not be available because of his testicular cancer diagnosis. Now in the case of Martin Braithwaite, Barcelona are looking to issue the Danish forward the letter of freedom after their several attempts to offload him were met by refusal. Now Braithwaite has 2 lucrative offers from the Saudi clubs Al Shabab and Al Nasr, so it looks like Braithwaite's next destination will be Saudi Arabia. Now on to the news that Chelsea have contacted Frenkie Young in order to try to convince the player to make a move to the London-based club. Now Chelsea do not want to make the same mistake as Manchester United, who first looked to reach an agreement with Barcelona for the transfer of Frenkie Young. Then they decided to try to reach an agreement with Frenkie, who has completely ruled out any possible chance of moving to Man U. Now Chelsea want to first convince the player to make a move, and then they will be making an offer to Barcelona. Now it's reported that Chelsea will be making a lucrative offer to Frenkie Young's agent in order to try to convince the player to make a move to London, and if they succeed, they will make an offer to Barcelona for the transfer of the Dutch player. Now as I reported many times before, if Barcelona are able to offload Frenkie Young, they will look to sign Bernardo Silva from Manchester City, who is Xavi's #1 options to reinforce the midfield. Well, it's now being reported that Barcelona will be making an offer to Manchester City for Bernardo Silva that's worth around 70 million euros in the upcoming weeks. Now on to the news that the Brazilian goalkeeper Neto is currently negotiating with the English club Borussia. Now Neto has also interest from the Italian club Napoli, and he will be deciding his future in the upcoming days. Now as I reported in yesterday's video, which I will leave the link for down below in the description in case you want to check it out, the MLS team, LA Galaxy, had reached an agreement with Barcelona for the transfer of Riqui Puig, and they were currently negotiating with Riqui Puig to finalize the term of his transfer. Well, it's now being reported that LA Galaxy have reached an agreement with Riqui Puig as well, and that the Spanish midfielder will be leaving to the MLS on a 3-year contract. Now, this agreement is pending all the parties signing the official paperwork, and we expect an official statement from both clubs pretty soon. Now, on to the news that Oscarmingesa has said goodbye to Barcelona through his social media account. Now, Mingueza thanked all of his coaches, teammates, educators, and staff at La Masia, where he spent 15 years. Now, Mingueza credited La Masia in forming him as both a person and an athlete, and he also thanked Ronald Koeman, who allowed him to debut with the senior team and play with some of the best players in the world. Now, Mingueza has been permanently transferred to Celta, and Barcelona have reserved 50% of any future sales, and they've also kept an option for repurchase in the future. Now, speaking of La Masia players, it's reported that Barcelona are currently negotiating with the FC Andorra for the loan of Mika Marmo. Now, Mika Marmo is a 21-year-old center back who currently plays for the Barcelona B squad, or the Barça Athletic as they will be known next season. Now, Mika Marmo is one of the most promising center backs to come out of the Barça B squad, and the club were hoping to promote him to the senior team. Now, with the arrival of Andreas Christensen and Jules Koundé, it's most likely that Mika Marmo will not have any playing minutes next season, so Barcelona are looking to send him out on loan so he can continue his growth and development. Well, it's now being reported that FC Andorra are interested in the player, and Barcelona only want to send him out on loan because they see him as a future potential talent. Now, on to the breaking news that Real Madrid's president Florentino Perez has been called to testify against Barcelona's former presidents Sandro Rosell and Josep Maria Bartomeu. Now, Sandro Rosell spent 2 years in preventative prison in a case involving money laundering where he was cleared. Well, it seems that Sandro Rosell has found himself once again in trouble with the law, this time being accused of bribery and corruption in the deal for the transfer of Neymar Jr. from Santos to FC Barcelona. Now, this case has been brought on by the Brazilian firm DIS, who owned 40% of rights in Neymar at the time of the transfer, and as such, they were due to receive 40% of the transfer fee. Now, it seems that the Brazilian firm did not receive the money they were owed, and it seems that Neymar's father hid from the firm how much money Barcelona paid to Santos. While the trial for Neymar's case is set to begin in October, and prosecutors will be calling Florentino Perez as a potential witness against Rosell and Josep Maria Bartomeu, who was the vice president at the time. Now, Florentino Perez is being called as a witness because at the time of the transfer, he gave an interview on TV where he said that Barcelona had paid 150 million euros to Santos for the transfer of Neymar. Now, that interview will also be used as evidence in the trial, where prosecutors are asking for a 5-year prison sentence for Sandro Rosell plus 10 million euros fine, and they're also asking for a 2-year prison sentence for Neymar plus a 10 million euro fine. And we will end today's video with the news that Barcelona legend Luis Suarez debuted yesterday with the Uruguayan team Nacional, who he signed for in the recent days. Now, Suarez began his career at Nacional, and he has returned to his home club after 16 years of playing abroad. So I would like to wish Luis Suarez good luck on his next journey, and would like to thank him for everything that he did for FC Barcelona. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video, and as always, Peace, Barça.